was just year after year, every time something happens, I just work through it. I don't really stop and deal with it and process it. And when that happened, I was just like, I'm done. Like, I don't even care what happens to my career at this point, because all these things that matter the most to me are so out of whack right now. I have to focus.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1. The following program comes from executive producer Lilian Garcia. Every athlete is on this quest. Every performer dives in head first, battling real-life challenges and overcoming obstacles in an effort to make their dreams reality. Singer, speaker, and 15-year WWE host Lilian Garcia was the first woman to ever announce WrestleMania and is now the PFL MMA cage announcer. And now she's giving you an all-access pass to the human interest stories of elite athletes, extraordinary entertainers, and wellness experts. Now, let's embark on another fascinating journey of chasing glory with your host, Lilian Garcia.
Welcome everybody to Chasing Glory. I am Lilian Garcia. And well, this is a very different world that we are facing. Man, coronavirus going nuts. Okay, everyone seems to be affected by this in one way or another. I want to say severe sorry if you were being affected by the actual virus, with it in yourself or in your family members. We're thinking about you, especially everyone in Europe, in the UK, everyone's being affected in Australia, like all around the world. And here, of course, in the US, it is a different world every second. But guys, we have to stick together during this. Don't panic. Panicking never helps. This is a time to help each other out. This is a time to also think outside the box. If you're being affected financially from work, as myself, because, I depend on signings, I depend on hosting gigs, performing with huge audiences, and whether it's singing as well. So it is very much affecting me, and I'm trying to think outside the box as to what else can I do to change in this ever-changing world. And that's what I'm gonna ask all of you to try to think outside the box as to what you can do. Here at Chasing Glory, all of us are putting our thinking caps on, and we do have an idea that we're going to be presenting you very shortly. And it's just a way to involve you more and build a bigger community here. So I'm kind of excited about presenting this to you. It's something that we've thought about for a while now, and now we're just like, okay, it's time to implement it. So we'll let you know about that very, very soon. But it's about having more one-on-one contact with you as well, because you mean everything to me and the staff here at Chasing Glory. This show is something that we've been working very, very hard to help you in these struggling times, and to bring superstars on here that can share their stories as to how they get through this. Now, with my guest Naomi, I wanted to do this interview so long ago because she was on my original podcast, but when I started Chasing Glory, I was like, oh, I gotta bring her on. It's been 3 years, but this was the right time to bring her on because she is a changed woman. She is glowing. That's right, Naomi is on today. I'm so excited. Now, we actually filmed this a few weeks ago before all the coronavirus was getting worse and worse and worse. So we don't really touch on that in the interview, I don't believe. But we do talk about the fact that she did go to Saudi Arabia, her comeback in the WWE, her new attitude. It is incredible. I love this interview so much, and I know that a lot of you are going to love it as well. So make sure that you spread this and let people know, especially because you're pretty much stuck at home. Many of you, as I am myself. And so, things like this help in entertaining and learning as much as you can while you are at home. So make sure that you spread this to all your friends and keep subscribing. That definitely helps the show. YouTube.com/Lilian Garcia. If you want to see us in the studio, I did it via Zoom, so she could be at home while I was here in the studio. And so very safe, by the way, Corona safe, I should say. So definitely catch on that, or you can listen to the show. And of course, follow the show at Chasing Glory on Instagram. Thank you for following me at Lilian Garcia on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, Lilian Garcia official fan page on Facebook. For that 5-star rating, and more than anything, to continue to help the show, write those reviews. Just give us a quick review of the show, and that not only does it help the show, but I love to read them, and my staff as well. It keeps us going. Okay, it's Naomi time. So here we go. Here is Naomi's journey of chasing glory. A Florida native, Naomi grew up right outside of Orlando as an amazing athlete. She developed a passion for performing that led her to be a dancer for the Orlando Magic at just the age of 18. Her talents led her to being a dancer for rapper Flo Rida, which included performing on The Ellen Show, and allowed her to dance all over the world from North Korea to Indonesia. She developed her passion for pro wrestling after attending a WWE live event. And after a successful tryout, she signed a contract with the WWE and started in their developmental territory, Florida Championship Wrestling. She became the inaugural FCW Divas champion by defeating Serena in the tournament finals, which was foreshadowing for her future success on the main roster. Naomi was part of the 3rd season of the original NXT competition show, where she came in 2nd place and would eventually join the main roster as part of the Funkadactyls alongside Brodus Clay and Cameron. For over a year, Naomi dazzled the audience with her dance moves and ultimately stepped in the ring and showed the WWE Universe her natural ability. While being an integral part of the women's division, Naomi joined the cast of the 1st season of Total Divas and has remained a fixture on the hit reality show. Naomi was pivotal in the transition from divas to women and would form Team Bad alongside Tamina and Sasha Banks. After being drafted to SmackDown Live during 2016 draft, she was a top contender to the newly created SmackDown Women's Championship. At Elimination Chamber 2017, she defeated Alexa Bliss to become the first African-American woman to capture the title. Unfortunately, an injury forced her to vacate the title, but it set up the perfect dream scenario for Naomi to regain the championship in her hometown of Orlando at WrestleMania 33. The Women's Revolution allowed Naomi to make history. She competed in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble and cemented herself in the record books by winning the inaugural WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. She recently competed in the first ever Women's Championship match in Saudi Arabia, inspiring little girls all over the world. Outside the ring, Naomi joined the Marine franchise when she starred in the 5th installment of the series and also became a member of the prestigious Samoan American wrestling dynasty when she married one half of the Usos, Jimmy Uso. She continues to be a constant motivation with her glowing personality and has no signs of stopping. Get fired up as it's about to get real, raw, and inspiring with Naomi. Woohoo! I'm so excited because Naomi's in the house.
Hey, Lil.
Girl, this is so exciting because you're finally on Chasing Glory.
Finally, yeah.
You know, it's so wild because you were actually one of the first that were on my original podcast for 3 years ago, which seems
nuts.
Crazy. It was February of 2017 last time you and I spoke. And then that July is when we changed it to Chasing Glory. And I've been wanting to get you on, obviously, since. Wow. But I'm actually glad that 3 years has gone by because I feel like we're going to really talk about a lot of growth that you have done. Mm-hmm. And let me just say that I can tell you're different.
Really?
Yeah. There is definitely a glow about you now, especially since the time off that you just recently had.
Yeah.
when you came back into the ring, girl, I mean, first of all, I love the hair.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
Seriously, I love it. I don't think you should ever change it. I think this is beautiful. I love that you're owning who you are and your roots and everything about you. And when we talked about you coming back on recently, I wanted you for Black History Month, but then with Shelton Benjamin and Booker T, they both wanted to really be on. And then I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll have you for Women's History Month, but I still want to talk to you about Black History Month.
Perfect.
I can talk to you about both. First of all, because we just, passed Black History Month and now we're in Women's History Month, what does it mean to you to not only be a woman, but also be representing the African-American community?
Oh my gosh, it's everything. It's who I am. It's my identity. It's where I come from. It's our legacy. And this is definitely something I'm proud of and something that should always be celebrated. Obviously, you can't go through the whole history of African-American history in 1 month, but I think it's important for us to celebrate it and to remember what our ancestors went through and to appreciate where we are now, because so many had to go through so much for us to have the opportunities and the freedoms that we have now. So I think that's important for that to be remembered, not just for us today, but for the future generations to come. And it's important to know our history so that we can grow from it, we can improve, and that we don't let those things happen again, and we grow as people in a nation. And Black history is a part of American history. It's not just our history. It's the history of this nation. So I'm all for it. Definitely got to celebrate it, and it's just something, a special time for us to really say I'm proud and I'm thankful for who I am and where I am, and for the growth in this country as well,
Yeah.
So it's everything to me and my family. And I've always grown up very, very pro-Black, and to be proud of who you are and where you come from, and don't ever let anything or anyone make you feel lesser than. So I've always carried that with me.
So is there something that with your hair, the change of it, was it inspired by something in particular?
Just throughout, I've been performing and entertaining since I was 8 years old, doing dance, doing competitions, being in recitals and all those things. And I've always had to straighten my hair. I've always had to pull it back. I've always had to have extensions and all these things just to, have the look necessary and required, which has never been a problem. And I like trying all kind of different things with my hair. Like one day I might wake up and want straight hair. One day I might want short hair. One day. So I love having the option to be able to express myself through my hair, whether it's straight, curly, black, blue, green. That's just how I am. But coming back, I've never been able to represent my natural hair. Even when I came into wrestling, they in developmental one time I did take my extensions out after doing the Orlando Magic. I came into wrestling, I was like, oh, good, I don't have to wear extensions. I always had to have it a certain way for my job and the image, and that's just part of entertainment, which is cool. But when I took my extensions out back then, they were like, no, we want you to look like this. We want your hair like this. So I kind of always felt like I had to have it a certain way and fit the image and the whatever.
Like the mold.
And the mold. Yeah. So, and when I came back, I was like, you know what? I'm doing this for me. I'm going to go out there and rock my natural. I'm going to rock the fro because this is how my hair naturally grows out of my head. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. And it's just something I wanted to do for me. And I wanted to come back every time. I'm always about reinventing myself. Like I love doing that. It's fun. I like playing with different looks. So when I came back, I wanted a different look. I wanted a different feel. And that's just kind of where I am at in my life. I'm just like, I don't want to have to conform anymore. Like if it's something I feel and I want to do, I'm going to do it. And that's just what it's going to be. So I knew it was going to be a shock I knew, some people would like it and some wouldn't, but I felt good. It felt good to me. And I knew it was a bigger message representing, the natural look as a Black girl. And even in society, this is still like a big problem and issue. There's still like laws having to be passed, about people not being able to wear their hair a certain way to work, or kids getting suspended from school for having dreads and all kind of things.
Whoa,
so like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In America?
In America. This
Oh my God, this is 2020. What the hell?
Exactly. So like, it's a way bigger statement than just me,
Yeah.
having a different look coming back to wrestling. It's just something that I just wanted to do symbolically to represent the struggle, and also to come in and say like, look, this is who I am, this is where I am, and I'm at a point, like you don't, not even like, you don't have to accept me. I accept me. I love me. This is how I look. This is what it is. So enjoy and watch me kill it. So that's what that was all about.
That had to be so freaking liberating.
It was. It is. And like right now, like I love it, but it is also a lot of work on the road. So I may switch it up again, but right now it's just I love it for right now.
Yeah, no, you look great. Absolutely. But I knew it was more than looks. There was something about you when you came back that I was like, she's ready to make a statement. She's ready to step into herself. 3 years ago when we talked, you were saying you were finding the glow, and you had just won the SmackDown Women's Championship. And it's so wild because you had won it. We had the conversation, and then it wasn't like, I think it was a week, maybe not even a week, that you got injured.
Yeah.
And you had to vacate the title.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. And I remember you saying, you see, Lil, this is why I don't like to get super excited about things, because it seems like the shoe always does fall. And then I told you, I was like, don't lose hope. This will come around. This will be the silver lining. And
you did.
You busted your butt. You came back, and at WrestleMania in your hometown that same year, you end up winning it back and have such a huge moment. And you wouldn't have had that had you still been, the champion all the way there.
That's true. And that was a tough time because like fans thought that was a work. Like they thought it was a part of the script, and like they don't understand, like that was real. I really had to vacate it when I didn't want to. I cried. I was upset because my MCL really was torn. I had a slight tear, and that wasn't supposed to happen in Mania, but like I bust my butt off in rehab. I didn't even know at the time if I was fully like healed, but I fought for that, and it was rough, and it almost didn't happen, but I'm glad it did. So, and it all came full circle for me, but that was tough, and it was frustrating because that's just the fine line between wrestling, like the reality of it, like what's really happening, and what's planned. And sometimes fans don't know, and a lot of times you can't say like, no, like this is this ain't no damn storyline. Like I'm over here struggling, like really about to miss out on an incredible opportunity that I waited so long for. So but I got through it, and it made me better, and it made the storyline even better. And but all that was real. It's crazy.
I know. And you know what, congratulations though, because you were actually the first African American to win the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Thank you. Yes.
And I don't think that people even know that you were the inaugural FCW Divas champion.
Yes.
I mean, we're going back to freaking FCW before NXT. And then when NXT came about, you were in NXT 3, but that was the first time that women were showcased in NXT.
Yeah. I was one of the original NXT women. It's crazy. Like we don't really dig into FCW or talk about it as much, which is why I'm super excited about this documentary that is supposed to come out about FCW on the network. FCW, it was just an incredible time, and like the talent that came out of FCW is still here rocking and rolling. Like I'm so grateful that I came in at that time and was able to work with Dusty and had Norman and Dr. Tom Preacher there. Like and Steve Kern, like those, oh my God, I can't wait for this to come out. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that I was the first FCW women's champion.
That is awesome.
It was like me and AJ Lee holding it down in FCW, and I learned so much from her, because honestly at the time, the only one, it was only like a handful of us, which is crazy when you look at the roster now. But it was literally like 8 or 10 of us. Like that was it. That was the whole roster, the division down there. And at the time, AJ was like really we all came in so green and not from a wrestling, background. AJ was really the only one who knew what was going on and how this thing works, and really helped me a lot and taught me so much. And Serena Deebs, and like, it's just, I learned so much from those girls, and it sucks because I feel like you never get to hear those stories or know about that stuff. But
yeah, that's why I want to give you the platform. Please keep spilling. I love it. What was your favorite part of FCW?
Just the people, and like the grit of it all. Like having only those 2 rings, one for TV and like 1 practice ring, and like not having AC, and like really having to grind and push through and deal with the uncomfortability and deal with just the rawness of it. And it was like 10 years ago, that was like a different time. I feel like the business was still changing, and what women was expected of was different, like it was, I feel like we're still in that diva era. And literally I remember getting talked to and them sitting us down saying like, we don't want you guys wrestling like the men, we want you guys catfighting and wrestling like girls. And I remember all of us being like, oh hell no. But
but you kind of had to conform to it.
You had to, because that's what was expected. It was kind of like, we don't want to see the women bashing each other's faces in, because it's not feminine, it's not attractive, and it's not, we want you guys to be ladies and wrestle like girls. And we were just like, this is why, like what? But then at the same time, it's like, we got to learn this, like this is what we do. It was kind of like contradicting, because it's like you crap on us for having these garbage matches, but at the same time you won't allow us to showcase what we can really do and what we want to do. But it's amazing to see that all change through the years, and to be a part of that. Like, I'm so happy that I got to experience that and see that, because I appreciate it so much now. And like, it's better for the women coming in now, but this started long before me, like the women here before me have been fighting for these things and have been speaking up about it. So it's just years and years and years of women being persistent that, everyone finally woke up. And it's not just here, it's worldwide, it's in every industry, it's in every field, that people are starting to get it and realize like, women are badass. Like, you can't.
Don't try to stop us.
Don't, because it's gonna make more trouble for you. Like, just let us do our thing, let us shine it, and you'll see. Yeah. And so it's been incredible for me to be a part of it, and also see the change and watch it grow. And like, I can only imagine like women who were here before me, like Natty, how much even more that she's experienced and seen throughout the years of just watching it grow and evolve and change. Like, it's crazy. Even you too,
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, because sometimes I think about that as sitting at ringside, not only watching just the bikini matches and mud matches, and sometimes even being thrown in one of those and a pillow fight or two. But also what was crazy to me was sometimes I would be the only woman that would ever have come out through those curtains, because there were many times where there was just men. There were not even any women that were booked on the card at all. And I would sit there at ringside and I'm like, oh my God, the only female that has walked out here in front of all these guys, there's mostly guys, is me. That's it.
That's crazy.
Insane. But now it's so beautiful that not only you guys getting the opportunity to have these same matches, Royal Rumbles, the, you know, money ladder matches, oh my gosh, the Elimination Chamber matches, and killing it. I mean, like, killing it, you know? But there's more than just one match on the card that's for women.
Yep.
So that's a beautiful thing. I think that's great. And I think it's more than anything, a message, not to the men to saying, hey, we're better or anything like that. It's like, hey, there's room for all of us. Let us all just shine. That's all the message is. Now, speaking about the movement that is happening all over the world, you just went to Saudi Arabia. Girl, you got to talk to me about that, how that was for you. And did you change your hair and put it in braids for a specific reason, for religion? Or like you were scared, like they wouldn't accept the afro, or what was behind it? Or was it just like, this is going to be a whole lot better on the trip?
Yeah. So I literally, once we got there, we almost didn't land because we flew into an awful sandstorm. Like they said that it was the worst that they had in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when I landed, having like the headpiece and like the sand all in my hair, and I was just like, oh no, like I was so busy, and I just didn't want to have to worry about my hair, like getting up, having to comb it out, having to like put it up, having to do something with it. So I legit, when we landed and got to the hotel, I was like, no, I'm about to braid this up. So
you came there like this. And because of the storm and all,
I came with no braids.
Oh.
And then,
how did you did that yourself?
Yes.
What?
In the hotel room. I was like,
Oh my God.
Yeah. It took me like 3 hours.
That's it? I thought it was like a whole day event, but still, wow.
No, I did them so big and ugly in the back, and then I just made sure they was cute in the front. But it was just easier for me not to have to worry and deal with my hair, because it was humid, it was hot, it was sandy, and I was just like, I don't want to have to stress about my hair. I really want to focus on my match and everything else, absorbing the culture, and really, I just didn't want to have to worry about my hair, and it was just easier. Like, braids are easy. You can wash it, wet it. It can be, you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know if that was something that they told you maybe for the culture not to have it.
Oh, no.
And, you know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to clarify. But how was that experience for you? Because that was the first time you'd ever been to Saudi Arabia, right?
It was incredible. And I was really happy I got to talk to Natty about going, because, you know, I had my own
perception
and
reservations
about going. Yes, absolutely. And just with personal things, like who I am as a woman and a person, and like what I stand for, what I believe in. I had some reservations about it, but I talked to Natty, and after hearing her experience and realizing that me going was a way bigger impact than me not going. And what that meant and what that represented, and how that was going to continue progression there, and just you know, everywhere. I knew I needed to go, and I'm so happy that I went, because like my eyes were just opened up to so much. There were so many things like I was ignorant about, you know, just with their culture and their traditions. And from the time that I landed to the time that I left, like, it was just a beautiful experience. Everyone was so just welcoming, and it was just nothing of what I thought, you know.
Yeah.
And I just learned so much. I felt like I grew from that.
In what way?
Just opening up my mind more and seeing just how much it meant to women to see us there, and even for the men to be accepting, and to be so helpful, and to be so supportive, and to see, you know, the kids crying and the women crying and being so connected, and even going out there, like before the match even started, them chanting for us and having our signs. And I'm just like, how do they even know? Like, how do they even know who I am? And like, what? But they do. And it's like, it's real, and it's oh my God, like it is just so, it's big. Like it's way bigger than me. And it's way bigger than, it's just way bigger than just a wrestling match, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, it was just incredible to have the entrance and the pyro and like,
yeah, your entrance was crazy. I saw it online. I guess it was just a fan that was, you know,
yeah.
TV, and I was so trying to search to see everything. And yeah, when I wanted to see it from their fans' perspective. And it was just a beautiful, you could hear all the people and just the excitement and the glow and then you and man, girl, it was awesome.
It was like it was great. It was crazy. Like definitely one of the best experience and lessons I've ever had in my life. And also I travel with John like all the time. Whenever I have to go out of the country or travel really far without him, I get extremely nervous, like extremely scared. Yes, because every time I just feel like every time I travel far or out of the country, I get a phone call from back home, something traumatic or very, very bad. Always, like just about maybe only once, but every time I've traveled.
Wow.
So it just makes me scared because I feel like I'm going to get those calls and I feel like I'm going to be helpless and I can't get back home, or like, what if something happens to me, or what, it's just, so that made me really nervous. I thought he was going to be going because he's gone he was on like 3 times. And I thought I was going to be able to experience that with him. And I just always feel better when he's with me.
Yeah.
And when I found out he wasn't going, I was just like, oh God, like I was scared.
Yeah. But now are you glad it turned out the way that it did because you had your own experience?
Yes. And I felt like I grew from that as well, you know, traveling that far and making history and doing all of that without his support. I did it all on my own.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you did. And like it shows mentally, that you can. Yeah.
Mentally, I know I can do it physically, but mentally it was a lot on me. The pressure of, you know, having a good match. I have never worked a match with Bayley, and that was scary.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I've never worked that match. So that was like legit. Other than me throwing her out at the Royal Rumble, Mania, Bayley and I have never touched. Wow. So that was very nerve-wracking for me. Just still with me coming back. I was like, man, like, I pray like the chemistry is there. I pray that we have a good match. You know, that was a big moment. Like, you don't want to F up, you know?
Yeah.
That was a lot of pressure on me. Probably more than anything was just making sure that, you know, we had a good match.
It was great. It was great.
Thank you.
It was great. And you could see the passion behind it. Yeah. Do you wish that one day you could actually go in your gear without having to wear the long pants and long sleeves and the neck covered?
Yeah. That's definitely
a
puts
goal.
A goal. Because you don't feel as, you just don't.
You don't feel like you.
I don't feel like, you don't feel like you, and it's just so much, it's like a distraction for me, you know, having the body, like, at least let us not have to wear the shirt, because that's how I lost. Like, I would have won and been champion had it not been for that big old shirt. But the bodysuit is awesome. Like, at least I would like to to get to the point to at least where we don't have to wear the big t-shirt, because it does kind of get in the way, I feel like. But baby steps.
Steps. At least you got
at
there.
At least we was there, and we still felt, you know, cute.
I remember. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I had my little Naomi green shirt.
Yeah.
I was able to customize, like, make my bodysuit glow. So
that's
originally
cool.
I was supposed to wear just an all black one, and we had to get that approved, and I had to ask, like, hey, like, can I at least make it neon, because I'm not gonna glow if, like, I need stuff on me that glows. So
right. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know you
Yeah.
had to get that approved. See, isn't
Yeah.
that crazy? You got to get all that
Uh-huh.
down to even that
Yeah.
color, but baby steps. Yeah. I was going to say is I remember it was about, I think about 5 years ago before the women were actually allowed to go to Abu Dhabi.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's 4 or 5 years, but Lana and I were actually supposed to be the first women to go. And we were
Really?
scheduled. Yeah. And it was because Lana was not wrestling. They were like, absolutely no women for wrestling. Then they
Mhm.
said, we'll allow Lilian to announce, and then we'll allow Lana to manage. And
Yeah.
so we were going to go. And then literally, I think it was like the week before, days before, we got the call that no, we couldn't go.
Oh.
I know. So we couldn't go. And then I think Renee was the first commentator that was allowed to go, or maybe it was Saudi Arabia. I can't remember. It was one of the
Wow.
two. And then all of a sudden it became, yes, the women can actually go and wrestle. And,
Awesome.
you've had to where we are now. So it is baby steps. It is happening because it went from flat out no to now
Mhm.
women are there either commentating or, wrestling. So it's growth.
Mhm.
It's growth.
It is.
Speaking about growth, you took some time off recently.
Mhm.
Can you say, because it says that a cousin of yours passed away. And then
Mhm.
it also says that for health reasons, you wanted to take time off.
Mhm.
I want to see if you could clarify. Is that true? Is that you just felt like I
Yeah.
need a break?
It was all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I was just feeling really, really exhausted, really tired, didn't know what was going on, doing everything right, eating right, training, like killing myself in the gym, doing all those things. But didn't know that's why I had no energy, why I always felt like I'm about to pass out, and just all these things. And so that was already going on. And then my cousin passed away in labor. Uh, she has
Oh,
seven
sorry.
kids, and she was like a sister to me. Like, we the same age, grew up together, have gone through our whole life together.
Oh,
And she was a mother, like an amazing mother, the most beautiful person. And we were super excited and happy, and she went in and she didn't come home, and the baby survived. So she is no longer here, but yeah, my family and I, all of us are, had to come together and figure out what was best for the kids. And the family are raising her 7 babies. So
wow.
I could not go back to work. I could not function. I had to grieve. I had to mourn. I couldn't believe it happened. And it was very hard because I couldn't, when we knew she was about to go, I couldn't be there with her. I couldn't fly out. There were no more flights out of Pensacola. So she went without me being able to, say. It was just a lot that I had to
Process.
and yeah, and I could not work like that. I couldn't deal with that. Also, on top of that, my husband was dealing with his own troubles. And in a marriage, like, it ain't no him and me. If he's messed up or if he's struggling, I am.
Yeah.
If he ain't good, I'm not good. So I was also dealing with that. And then so I was just like, and it was very hard. Like, 10 years, I have never asked for time off. The time I have had off was like injury.
Right.
And that's no time off, because you stress and you busting your butt and working yourself trying to get back to work, and worried about your spot being taken, and worried about so many things. But it literally, I just felt like my life was just, it was everywhere. And I wasn't dealing with the things in my personal life. I was just, year after year, every time something happens, I just work through it. I don't really stop and deal with it and process it. And when that happened, I was just like, I'm done. Like, I don't know. I don't even care what happens to my career at this point, because all these things that matter the most to me are so out of whack right now. I have to focus on this. Like, and if it's meant to be, and if it's right, it'll be there when I'm ready, and it'll all work out. And so I just took that time off to, like, mentally get myself back grounded, reconnect with my family, be there for my family, and just, you know, to just kick out. And then went to the doctor, found out I was severely anemic. I didn't know that.
Oh,
I was
wow.
completely vitamin D deficient. I had a stomach ulcer. So it was just like, whoa, I haven't been taking care of myself as much as I thought, you know.
Right.
So it was just so much going on. And I was like, I'm not asking. I am telling you, I have to take some time off, you know, because I'm not good right now. And
were they
that was
supportive?
100% supportive.
That's great.
And there was no question about it. It was okay. And that's something I'm also thankful for, you know, that the company does, you know, support us in that way. And through everything, you know, they were like, do you need this? We have this outlet for you. Do you need this? Do you want this? You know, we here for
wow,
you.
that's great. And that's come a long ways as well.
It has. It really has, you know. They were, do we need to make doctor appointments for you? What do you like? You know, I stayed in touch with talent relations, and they were really just wanting the best for us and really gave us the time. But initially it wasn't, we weren't trying to take off at the same time. It just ended up working out that way, and had to be that way because we were both going through things. So yeah, it was definitely just life-changing losing my cousin that way. And you know, literally just talking to her and everything being fine, but it just goes to show you, like, life can be gone like that. And it's completely changed my life, even being there for her kids now and more. It's just giving me a whole new purpose in life, and really made me not stress so much about work. You know, when I came back, I said, I am so blessed, you know, like, I'm not gonna stress about things that are not in my control. I'm not gonna stress about championships. I'm not gonna stress about the crap the negativity on social media. I'm not gonna stress like about, you know, just things that really aren't what's real and meaningful in life. And, you know, I'm gonna enjoy every moment, and I'm gonna make this thing work for me and be happy and show up with a smile on my face every day. And regardless, you know, I'm going out there and getting to live this dream, whether I win, lose, or draw. You know, it's incredible what we do. So that's just kind of where I've been since I come back, and I really feel like I'm not gonna let anything get me down, you know.
See, and
anymore.
I think that's the change that I've seen in you.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. The glow part, I literally see a glow about you now. I see a glow about you now way more. And I see like a security that you have. Even my gosh, you were literally doing a backstage interview with Kayla. And just the way you're talking, even the way you're talking now, if you went back and listened to your interview and watched your for 2017 to now, I think you can see the difference and the growth and how you were champion, but yet you're so scared to lose the championship.
Yeah.
So it's like going through your head, oh, I'm champion, but how long is this, you know, gonna last?
Yeah.
Where now this makes perfect sense what you're saying, everything that you've gone through, because it's like you're having fun at work, but work doesn't define you.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel it. Like, I feel that I've grown. I feel like I've matured, and I'm so comfortable, and I'm good with where I am and who I am, and I'm just I'm appreciating and loving life every single day, every little moment. And I think trauma in losing people, you know, helps you understand it just puts, it shouldn't have to be that way, but it really puts life and stuff into perspective for you sometimes. And yeah, you know, I feel like through losing her, like, I want to live every day and be happy for her, you know.
Yeah.
because she's not here and she didn't get to do that, you know?
Right.
So
Well, that's
like,
why I always celebrate. I always say celebrate birthdays. Stop with
yeah.
like, I don't want to get older. I want to hide my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm at my age. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Those are gifts because you are not guaranteed your next
Mm-mm.
birthday. You're not. You might not
No.
be here for your next birthday. So you better freaking celebrate and celebrate it big and be appreciative that you get another year to live.
This is Chasing Glory with Lilian Garcia.
All right, guys, I'm going to get right back with the show. But first, I just had to bring you something because you know that I love to bring you anything that can help you in your lives. And there's something that I'm actually doing right now that I'm so excited to share with you. And that is RP Strength. What the heck is RP Strength? Well, it's a company that I got introduced to when I saw all the before and after pictures of people transforming their lives, and that is fitness. I was very interested because, guys, I'm 53 years old. Things are starting to decline in my body, and it was wigging me out. I literally was having a conversation with some fitness people going, what the heck am I gonna do when I got this company? I was like, oh, thank God, solutions. I don't want to use the fact that I'm over 50, allowing my body to just go downhill. I feel like there's always an answer. Well, RP Strength has elite athletes and PhDs that have come together to form this diet and also a workout program. They are using technology, the best of everything, to really bring what is important and what works for you and your body using weights, which I love to lift weights, and I have actually found out that definitely lifting weights is what's helping. Already beginning this program is helping me so much. It's getting my confidence back. In fact, too, because, you know, I was thinking that, my gosh, I guess I'm just going to have to go with gravity. Hell no! I will not go with gravity. I will not do it. I will kick and scream all the way. It's not happening. That's right. RP Strength is coming to my rescue, and it can come to yours because it can help you with your diet. When I say diet, I mean way of life. As far as what to eat, it teaches you what is right for your metabolism. That's what's so awesome, is it looks specifically at your metabolism and it designs a program to you. It's as simple as using the RP Strength Diet app. You can just download that and use that. And you can also have coaches. That's right. There's either templates or there's coaches that will design a program for you and your fitness, so that way when you go into the gym, you know exactly what to do. There's videos that will show you the form, and so that way you're not lost. Okay, so check it out now. Don't just take my word for it, but please do this program with me. Let's do it so we can put on our bikinis or our swimsuits and feel really, really good. It will give you so much confidence that will transfer to everything in the rest of your life. rpstrength.com. That simple. rpstrength.com. Let's do it. Let's get strong. All right. Now, back to the show.
Now, more Chasing Glory with Lilian Garcia.
You know, so now with John, how is he doing?
He's great. He's great. He's
So that
doing
time off
really
helped
good.
him as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It helped him. It helped us. It was just needed. It was much needed, you know, and yeah, hopefully you can get him on here as well.
I've been wanting to get the two of them for sure, to get them together and tell their story. You know, I'm actually going to be.
They definitely got a story.
Well, I'm going to be at Mania, so I will definitely see if I can schedule some time with them.
Yeah.
to get it locked in. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I would just love for him. I feel like it's his story to tell, you know,
of course.
And everything that he's gone through and from in the last year. And yeah, we're very, very good. And I think everything we went through was a challenge and was a test, but it made us stronger and better. And appreciate life and each other and our careers and our jobs and our friends. And like, it's been a roller coaster. Like, this lifestyle and this job is not easy. And a lot of times I think people see us so much as the superstars that they kind of forget that we're real human beings, and that we have families and we go through stuff too, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to do the show from the very, very
yeah.
beginning, because I wanted to show that struggle. I wanted to show the realness of people and what people gone through, but also what you can get through. Now, speaking of that, when we were back, we did this interview 3 years ago, and we were talking about the fact that you were always waiting for the other shoe to drop,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I had asked you where that comes from, and you said it was something personal. And you were like, I'm not ready to talk about it, but there might be a time that I will be ready to talk about it. Now, I want to make sure, and I don't don't want to put you in an awkward position at all, because this is your show. This is your journey. But I just didn't know if you were at that place now that you wanted to talk about some of the struggles that you've been through early on and how you got through them.
No, I could definitely talk about it now. It's nothing that I feel like a lot of people go through these things with, like just how I was raised, how I was brought up, a lot of the traumas that I've seen, a lot of family members in and out of prison, in and out of jail. I've just experienced a lot, and I've seen a lot, and I've always felt like, you know, I need to stay on this track and this path so that I don't end up like this, or so that my life it's been very easy for me to go down a completely different path, you know.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's a lot. I've been let down a lot. Even just from my parents splitting and growing up in a single parent home and seeing how much my mom has had to go through and how much she's had to struggle with, and my brother in and out of, you know, jail and having to go to prison and having to go and visit family members in prison and being
I never knew that you had to be.
Lot.
Yeah, I never knew that you had to be in prison. Like, how old were you when you were doing these visits?
Very, very young. I've had family members have done 20 years and come home to us and get out, and like it's just, man, like I can't, like, growing up, like my family is from, and I hate saying it like this, but my family we grew up like in the hood. Like I come from a very great household. My mom bust her ass, worked hard to take care of me and my brother. We never wanted for anything, but we also, you know, we grew up like it was a little rough growing up, and my mom just always made sure that I had all these other outlets, and she kept me in dance, and she, you know, just made sure that I had all the tools I needed to be better and to do better. And but there's just a lot of things that I experienced and through dance a lot, and the industry that I was in, sometimes always being the only Black or the only minority, you know, those experiences, which are a lot of times were great, and sometimes they weren't great, and dealing with racism and dealing with you know, just family and poverty, or, you know, even that that responsibility also, when you kind of make it of still having this responsibility of having to care and want to do so much for your loved ones. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Do you feel like you grew up fast?
Very. Very.
So a part of you is missing a little bit of your childhood.
I wouldn't say that, because we had a great childhood. Like there's nothing would change about that, but just definitely seeing like your family, you know, struggles, and family members go through abuse and drug abuse, and just a lot. It's a lot on a young all
person.
Kind of stuff, you know, coming from a very dysfunctional family, but also having the best family, you know, it's I wouldn't want it any other way. It has made me who I am, and it's made me stronger and better, and it's really made me the woman that I am. And also dealing with like a lot of deaths, maybe in the last, we always say like our family is like cursed, or, you know, there's this, just this thing, like we've had so many traumatic deaths in my family. Even the last 5 years, it's been one death after another, like every year.
Wow.
And very, very traumatic. So I think that's where like a lot of the afraidness comes from with me,
Yeah,
or sometimes just holding back, or kind of just like not just want to grab things and be more aggressive, or just because it's been a lot of like this in my life. When good things do happen, it's always something that shuts it down, or, you know, always a death, or always, but just the point now where you can't live like that, you know, like what's going to happen is going to happen. And you really got to value and live for now. I feel like we work so hard preparing for the future, and I want to do this in 5 years so I can be here, or I'm going to, you know, and it's like you kind of miss the moments now. Like with my perfect example, that with my cousin that passed, I was always like, next time I come home, we'll do this. Next time we'll link up. Or, you know, she had her life and she had her kids and she worked a lot. So it was always the next time we were going to catch up, or we were going to do things, and we were going to go on trips, and like next time never happened. You know, so I'm just at a point now to where I'm in it, I'm present, and I'm here. And
it's beautiful.
I have to just let all that fear and all of that stuff go, and really just, you know, be happy and live each moment.
Yeah.
And appreciate those moments and value those moments, because tomorrow is not guaranteed, you know.
I love what you're saying, because I literally just posted about this, because I was caught up in this whole week of, I was repeating the same fear over and over and over, letting doubt, insecurity, all this. And it was kind of like in a loop. And I would wake up in the morning and I'd feel bad. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm stuck in a loop. And so the only thing I could think of is get out, go out and walk in nature. I went to the beach and I just took a drive up the coast, and it helped me so much to break that pattern and break that loop. And it made me remember what I had always said about fear. Fear was, it's fake energy always robbing. And so I said, girl, remember you said you got to turn this around and make it fierce every day, always ready.
That's right. That's so true. Like your mind is so strong and powerful. And if we feed it that, it's gonna play out that way.
Oh yeah. It's like, gonna be yum. I'm gonna get fat on this. Yeah. And it's awful.
It's so awful, and it's so crazy. And I feel like, especially as wrestlers, and gosh, like taking the time off did wonders for me. Also Sasha took some time off. Like, and
did you guys talk?
Yes, we did. And we were like, both like, I wish talent would do that more. It's needed. Like, we know how to repair ourselves physically when we get hurt, or we get injured, or we're overwhelmed or stressed. You take time off, you rehab, we got that part down.
Right.
But mentally, we never talk about things in rehab mentally. Like year after year after year, with no break, no time off, year round. Like your mind needs a break sometimes. And I think that's something like I hope we start to do more of, or allow talent to do more of, because it is needed. And this is probably one of the most, there's no other job like what we do, having to perform live under this amount of pressure and under this amount of stress with so little sleep. There's no other job like what we do.
52 weeks a year. It's crazy.
We have to give ourselves that and it took me 10 years at this point to realize, like, I need a break mentally.
Thank God you did that for yourself. You became your own best friend and stopped putting work. So we make work so important.
Number one.
End all be all. And then we realize it's not, you can't. And You can't, because that's when the trouble of letting work define you, and then you get lost.
You really do.
And that title becomes so much when you're like, what the hell? The title is not the end all be all.
It's
great. It's great to get,
crazy.
but it's also the journey to get it that is so fascinating. But I love the fact that you're talking about it's now. Stop worrying about the future. So I don't even want to ask you what your future plans are, because I think that will take you right back there. I don't
know. I don't care.
Good.
I want whatever the people want. Give the people what they want. That's what I think. That's how I feel. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen. I'm good. Like, as long as I'm involved, I'm working and doing what I love to do. I don't care which way the cake is cut, you know.
Yeah.
As long as I'm doing what I love to do, and that's going out there, putting smiles on people's faces, being able to be included and perform somehow. Now that leads me organically, if it happens to be in a title, you know, a championship, or a match, like great, but I don't want it forced. I'm good either way. Like, give the fans and the people what they want. If that ain't me right now, great. If it is, great. I'm gonna make it do what it do either way. You know, like, I'm good.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile. I love it. No, seriously, this is a good place. And I love what you're sharing, because I think a lot of people are going to take a lot out of this and realize and look at their own lives and their own place. And girl, like I said, I got caught into it too. And then I thought, no, stop it. Like now, I wouldn't rather be anywhere right now than having this conversation with you. Like, I'm glowing just from this conversation. Just being present in the moment, having a good connection. I miss the heck out of you.
I miss you too.
I do. I miss you guys.
I'll see you soon.
I know. I'm so excited when they called me. They were like, we want you to partake. I don't even know yet all the things I'm doing. But it's fine. But you know, the fact, something that's very special is you winning the WrestleMania, the inaugural WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. And I got to announce it. You know, the fact of that.
Yeah, it was.
Hopefully, I mean, I would love to be able to announce it again. That would be 3 years since it's the conception of it. But do you care what you're doing at Mania? Do you care even if it is the Battle Royal?
Well, no.
It's whatever it is. Yeah.
No, like, obviously, you know, if it's a title match, or if I'm in that picture, of course, like, that would be incredible. But it's not gonna make me feel any less than if I am in that battle royal, because I'm gonna show up like I do every year and do my best and give it my all and be featured either way. So that's just where I'm at, you know. Like, I'm more than happy to be put in a bigger position, but if I'm not, it's not going to destroy me, you know. It's not gonna make me, it's not gonna break me. So, and I feel that I'm at a point in my career to where I may not have all the title reigns and the championships, but one thing I do have is equity, and to me that is very valuable. And however we want to use that, whether it's me putting over somebody or me being put over, like, I am okay with that. I'm at a point in my career where I want to be used and featured regardless, because I know I'm gonna shine either way.
Yeah.
You know,
I love it.
So
I love this whole thing with you and Bailey. You've been liking, have you been
Babe.
Have you been liking it, that working with her?
Absolutely. Like, Bailey to me is one of the best wrestlers. So being able to go against her has been so far a great experience. And I think all the 4 horsewomen are just dope. Like, them girls can go. They can work. And I've never really got to work with any of them in a legitimate storyline against any of them. So I am truly happy, and I would love if I can dig deeper into some kind of angle and really see, you know, what we can bring out of each other. Because that's the one thing I do want is a actual feud with someone, because I've never legitimately had a good feud. And I think that's, as far as me, what I have been lacking.
Yeah.
As far as is in my career, everyone knows I'm athletic, and everyone knows I can go when it's ring time. But what I feel like we've lacked is character more for me. And the only way you really get to do that is through an angle or feud or a storyline. And so that's what I'm really wishing and hoping for more than anything. And whether that's in the title picture or not, you know, I just want a good feud with someone to
be creative,
yes,
not just in the ring, but be creative in your character and bring sass out and all of that. Just, I could tell it's in there, like ready to explode. I love that.
Yeah, that's really what I want to do, is to develop my character more. We know the glow, we know she's happy, she's fun, and she's positive, but that's about it. You know, I would love to be able to get, like you said, more creative and more comfortable on the mic and in my promos. That's something that still like shakes me to this day. And I just want to overcome that, you know.
Yeah. But you only do that with repetition. So you said you need that. You know who I can see you. I mean, not only Bayley, which I think it's great, and I would love that, but eventually down the line, the two of you, holy cow, not only the match, but I really do think character-wise is you and Bianca Belair.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah. I've already already kind of try to put that bug in their ear, but we'll see whether it's together or against each other. I think our character wise, it will work.
Yeah. I could definitely see you guys as a tag team. Holy cow.
That is just like, that is a real dream. We've never had, first of all, we just got the tag titles, but you know, we're all about doing first and making history. We've never had it would be history making to have our first official African-American women's tag team.
Right.
I mean, we had me and Cameron, but that wasn't even like
no, you guys weren't really tag team. You were
but like, it's just it hasn't really happened.
Right.
So I would love to be a part of that and make history at some point. And it may not be now, it may be years down the road. But I think that would be something very special. That would be so dope. Even if it's just for one day, like, it'd just be history. And it's also like such a special time to have so much diversity right now in the division. I love it. It's beautiful. Like, not just with our Black girls, but we got our Japanese sisters representing, you know what I mean? We got our Chinese sisters representing. We got our Aussies, and like all these beautiful, talented women from all these different cultures and nationalities. And like, I just want to keep that train going, you know, like keep that momentum going. The more, the merrier. And I think it's just so beautiful to see all of the diversity we have. Even there's never been this many African-American women here in the company at the
same time.
And we're so different, we're so unique, and we're so diverse. So I think that just speaks volumes for the company and the growth that the company is making, and talent as well. It's not just, people don't feel like I can't do it because I look this way, or because I don't look like that, or because I don't have that. I really feel like we're like changing the game. Everyone,
it is so strong, but you're changing it with such a great attitude.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
You guys aren't changing it in a way like we were saying before, where you're trying to cram it down people's throats and give me a chance, and none of that.
No.
I'm going to step up and I'm just going to do a really good job. And hopefully you will acknowledge that and you will notice it, and people are noticing it. The good thing about Chasing Glory, Chasing Glory's got some good juju, because when people say they want certain things on this show, it ends up happening. So,
oh yeah,
I can see you having a major role. Let's say, I'm going to put it out there, WrestleMania. Let's see what happens there. And then for sure, you and Bianca down the line, and just furthering.
Or Ember. I've been trying to get Ember on my team for the longest, but it just, we're never on the same brand, and she's still like, wanting to develop herself and her character as well, and find her own niche first. Yeah. So like, whatever, like I'm just all for the love and support of whatever we do. It's always special, because 10-20 years ago this wasn't possible. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's really special to be a part of, and just sit back and like really reflect and look at all the changes and the growth that's happening. You know?
Well, I want to end this with two questions that I have. Number one, looking back when you were talking about all the hard times that you had growing up, seeing your families, the prison, all that, what was the silver lining that you've been able to look back and take from that experience?
That no matter how bad it seems, as long as we wake up and we're here, that there's an opportunity to fix it and to change and to turn things around. And through all the sadness and trauma, at the end of the day, it brings us closer, it brings us together, and we still have each other. No matter how bad of a day you have, no matter how bad it is, like, we're still here. And you can learn, you can grow, you can correct. So that's just what I've learned.
Did you see some of your family members being able to make a change and make better choices?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And that is true. You can always have a choice to make a change, to do it differently. And I think that's, people think that they have to be defined by their past. I'm like, no. Use your past as something that, hey, this was my choice. I learned from this choice, but let me show you how I can make a change and now move forward in a different direction. And that's powerful.
Very.
That's powerful.
Very.
All right. So I want to know, has your chase for glory, you're a little girl looking at your life, has your chase for glory looked the way you thought it was going to look?
No. And it's actually turned out a whole lot better than what I thought, and it's been a hell of a journey, and I'm still chasing glory, like, there's more to come. I think each year we change, we grow, we evolve. I'm very different from the 21-year-old I was when I came in and started this journey and this career. Not having no clue that I would meet my husband here, that I would be featured on Total Divas, a hit reality show, and go on to be wrestling this long and be a part of WrestleMania and travel the world and meet so many amazing people, and also go through some sadness and like the valleys through life. But I had no idea I would even be here this long. I didn't think wrestling would take me this far. I had no idea the impact wrestling would have on me and my life, and now me on to other people. Like, I just had no idea how big. When I left Orlando Magic and said, I'm gonna try wrestling, that was at the time I thought it looked cool. And I was like, these girls are badass, they're hot, I want to try this. Yeah. Not thinking that I would make a career out of it. It was just a transition for me until I figured out what I'm going to do next. Had no idea that this would become literally like my life. Yeah. So I am extremely happy and grateful and humble that it has become my life. And like the story is continuing. Yeah. Girl, I love you so much. You're so awesome. Thanks, Leo. I love you more. Thank you.
Tell all the fans how to find you on social media.
Oh, isn't that
Do you
crazy?
even remember? I know, because we don't ever, let me look that up right now.
My Twitter is at Naomi WWE, and my Instagram is Trinity_Fatu.
Okay, gotcha.
So holla at your girl.
There you go. I was going to actually check it for you just to make sure that we do, but we'll put it down on the lower thirds too. Okay. People are watching this to make sure. Yeah, because you weren't able to do, or you didn't want to do Naomi. It is Trinity_Fatu. You didn't want to keep that for Twitter as well?
Well, my Twitter, I had my Twitter first, and actually WWE set up my Twitter.
Right.
So it's always been at Naomi. And remember back then, we didn't even have Instagram. Like,
yeah, true.
10 years ago, we was barely like doing Twitter. Like it wasn't so much a part of work as it is now. And, feeding storylines and all the stuff that we do with it now. And so when Instagram came, I was like, I want to use my real name just because Total Divas, everyone knows me as Trinity. Yeah. And so, but I kind of
does that get confusing? The fans know you as Naomi or Trinity. Does that get confusing at all for them?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Because I'm kind of referred to as both on Total Divas, but yeah, I feel like my my Twitter is more like work. And my Instagram is really more Trinity. Like it's really more me. I post way more stuff and way more personal stuff on my Instagram. So
got it.
That's what kind of why I went with
Trinity
on my Instagram. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see you at Mania. I thank you so much for being on here and
thank you for having me on here. Like I'm really, really glad you got me on here to do it. Cause sometimes I used to be really scared to do interviews.
Yeah. I remember because I wanted you like last year. Yeah, I remembered you. I think it was early last year. I had asked you to be on, and you were like, "I'm not ready to talk right now."
Yeah, and I was just going through a lot, and just
But you know what? You protected yourself, which is good in the fact that you knew that it wasn't the right time. And I don't, and that's why I never like to force people. I'm like, no worries. You will come on when you want to come on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because now what I love about the fact that you held off is you can actually talk about the struggle that you went through and the evolution of it and now where you are. And you're killing it because of who you're stepping into. And that is who you are. I always say, remember to always be yourself and trust that it's enough. And I feel like that is exactly what you are finally doing. You're trusting who you are. The hair is a representation of like, this is me. I freaking love that. I love that the company was like, cool, and embraced it this time as to opposed 10 years ago, the mentality that was back then. Right. So the company's evolved as well. People evolve
so much.
Right. So just continue to be you because you are a light in this world. We need
you. Thank you. Thanks, Lil.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me.
All right. Well, I will see you soon.
All right. Love you.
Love you too, honey. Bye.
This is Chasing Glory with Lilian Garcia.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a single video or a live stream. And definitely share this with a friend. All right, follow the show at Chasing Glory on Instagram, at Lilian Garcia on Instagram and Twitter, and Lilian Garcia official fan page on Facebook. For everything Chasing Glory, just go to chasingglory.com. Until next week, go out there and live with much peace, love, and passion. And remember, always be yourself and trust that it's enough. Mwah. See you guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining us here on Chasing Glory from executive producer Lilian Garcia.